Hello, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lynn. I am a customer service rep here at WarmlyYours, and I am joined today by
My name is Jean Ludik. I'm the Technical Installation Services Manager with WarmlyYours.
Awesome. And today we're going to be talking about learning about our smart services for your radiant heating project. If you have any questions on the presentation, please don't hesitate to ask. You can do so in either the sidebar chat or at the bottom of the screen in that ask a question module. If we don't get to it right away, we'll see the questions by the end of the presentation and answer them then. And also, we've been having some technical difficulties. I think we might be clearing up now, but if you notice any sound issues, yeah, definitely let us know so we can try to figure it out for you. So looking at our smart services, like I said, we're going to be going over Smart Install, Smart Guide, Smart Fit, and Smart Fix. So those are the names of our different services. We're going to be explaining what they are, what they entail, and looking at some pricing. So Smart Install is our product installation. So we can actually come out to the job site and install. This is for both floor heating and snow melting. Right, Jan?
So yes, the service is available for or within 100 miles around the Chicago area, round trip. The product will qualify or the project will qualify for a lifetime warranty if one of our trained technicians installs the system for you. The service includes installation for both indoor as well as outdoor heating systems.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to provide you with a checklist so that you can actually review and confirm the job site is ready before we show up. So that once we actually get there and we're on the job site, everything's ready to go for our guys. So basically making sure that that everything is clean, that there's no dirt or debris, furniture, things like that. So it'll all be explained and we'll walk you through it in that checklist.
Yes, so the checklist is important, especially for pre-installation checks. We have a number of items that we check prior to the installation or prior to the quotation itself. We gather contact information, the basic project information, the dimensions required, the floor heating type, the underlayment, the subfloor. There's various items that we actually request prior to doing the actual material quote, and then once that is completed, we then supply an installation checklist as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to be there with you the whole time, making sure that we're walking you through from start to finish. And like you had kind of mentioned, before getting started, we'll be verifying, dimensions, flooring, the layout of the room. We'll be going over that installation plan with you, and also reviewing electrical requirements so that everything goes smoothly. We don't actually do the thermostat installation or the electrical wiring. You will want to have an electrician on site. So that's again why we want to make sure that we're walking you through all of the electrical requirements so that everything can, go pretty quickly and make it easy for everybody. And then
So the
oh, go ahead.
so the smart installation, we offer the indoor. The service is available for both embedded and floating floor heating systems. Prior to starting the project, obviously all dimensions will be checked. Snow melt systems, our team will install snow melt roof and gutter or de-icing systems as well. We offer on-site guidance once the installation is completed, and we help you through the project until the final installation is done.
Awesome. Absolutely. So looking at our other installation service is for snow melting. So we can do a snow melting for under pavement, or also we offer roof and gutter or pipe de-icing systems. So we can supervise the rest of the project that we're not doing. We'll be there again, making sure that everything's working, everything is being installed correctly and safely. And then again, this will also apply to our roof and gutter de-icing and our pipe freeze system. systems. Just note that the lifetime warranty doesn't cover those systems with this service. But again, we can definitely make sure that it's getting set up and installed properly. And once again, this is the kind of service that we aren't doing the electrical wiring for, so you will want to have your electrician on site ready to go to help out. So Smart Guide is our next service, and this is actually remote. Generally speaking, it's remote. It's supervised installation. So we can actually supervise either via video conference. Usually we're using Zoom. We are working on getting some more platforms in there, or we can do on site if you're again within about 50 miles of our office. So this is going to cover a pre-installation meeting to make sure again that everything is covered, that you know exactly what's going to be happening and how that installation will go. And then from there, we'll be able to actually just kind of look over your shoulder, make sure that everything's going correctly, and that if any questions come up, that they're answered right away so that you know that your system is being installed correctly. And this also doesn't just apply to our floor heating systems, it'll apply to the majority of our products. So radiant panels, towel warmers, countertop heat. If you ever want to have us just kind of, again, looking over your shoulder, making sure everything's going correctly, we can do that for you. And we also offer this for snow melting. So for any type of outdoor project, we can definitely, again, be there to help out, make sure that everything is going smoothly so that you know that once winter comes, you'll have that snow-free or ice-free driveway or roof and gutter, pipes, things like that. So can you tell us a little bit about these SmartFit measuring services and how that works?
So the SmartFit, we offer a either on-site measuring service or a remote measuring service, whereby we then via video call or Zoom call, we would walk the client or the contractor through the measuring process. On-site, we'd do all the measurements on site within a range of 100 miles in the Chicago area. Note that additional fees might apply depending on where the job site is located. The customer or contractor would be required to be present during the measurement to sign off once all measurements are collected. We then forward that on to our design team that will create a full installation plan and a custom plan, and that would obviously be sent on to the contractor or the homeowner.
Awesome, absolutely. And one thing to make sure as well is that if anything should change in that time period after we take the measurements, if you decide you're going to be moving a wall a little bit closer or something like that, be sure to let us know so that we can update that accordingly. So for floor heating, when you're going to be having someone come in to do the measuring, you'll want to make sure that it is a totally clear space. So you don't want anything that's going to interfere with the measuring. So you don't want any furniture, items, debris, anything that's going to hinder the measuring process. We'll make note of anything, not just the measurements of, the space, the walls. We'll also be marking down where floor vents might be, columns, plumbing, anything like that that could get in the way or that we would need to heat around instead of underneath. We'll be marking that as well. And then from there, like you said, we're going to actually send that over to our engineering and design team. And they're amazing at making sure that everything is laid out for you in an installation plan so you can see start to finish how that floor heating would be laid out in that space. It'll also have the full electrical plan as well. So all those electrical requirements will be included. And for snow melting, it's very similar. So we will either come out to the job site or we can do it over like Zoom or video conference somehow. Whatever works best for you, we can help make sure that we're measuring that area that you want to have the snow melting. For concrete, one of the biggest things that we look for and that we are, measuring for are where the expansion joints will be in that space. So make sure that if we aren't doing the measuring, that you're kind of keeping that in mind. Can you kind of tell us about, how the measurements are taken with snow melting and anything specific?
So for snow melting, we have the option, or the client has the option of either going full coverage or either tire tracks. The important factor is the available electrical supply, whether the client plans to upgrade the electrical infrastructure or not. And that will determine the actual element design, or the installation design. From this plans, from the measuring, we obviously check the junction box required position and what would be required for the electrical infrastructure from the get-go. That's quite important. And then once that is designed, we then supply a smart plan in similar fashion as for the floor heating systems.
Perfect. Awesome. And then our other services are Smart Fix services. So this is available for both floor heating and snow melting systems, again, within about 50 miles of that Chicago area or 100 miles round trip. And this is available on weekdays, specifically from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We can make sure that you are, going to have your system. If there's problems with it, we'll get it back up and running. Just make sure that you are aware that you'll want to have an installer for the flooring on site, as well as an electrician. And then we can definitely help them make sure to get all troubleshooting done and, again, get that floor or snow melting system warming up for you again.
So the beauty of this is that we are one of very few companies in the US that are able to repair our competitors' products as well. Note that the competitor product repairs, we will offer a 5-year warranty on the repair joint itself and a 10-year defective warranty on the repair of WarmlyYours systems. So that's great for our clients to know that.
Absolutely, yeah. So looking at some pricing for our services. So on-site services where we actually go out to the job site are, again, up to 100 miles of travel is included. And then anything outside of that space, be sure to let us know if you're interested in having us come out, and we can definitely look at some, additional costs and get some pricing for you if you're outside of that radius. So for Smart Install, that is, again, on-site only. So if you're looking for installation supervision, it's going to be about $399 for a day. So it's about 6 hours of supervision. And then anything after that, any additional days that you need supervised, would be $150. And with that installation service, where we're actually doing that installation for you, you'd be looking at $399, again, for 6 hours. And then you'd also be looking at, on top of that, it's $3.50 per square foot of space that would be installed. And then if you need additional days from there, it's an additional $199. Smart Guide, again, either remote or on site. So if it's remote, it's only $75 for an hour, and then $75 for each additional hour. If we're on site with you, it's $399 for 6 hours, and then each additional day is $150 a day. Smart Fit, where we actually come out to measure. If it's a residential area that we're measuring, it would be $250, and we'll measure up to 3 rooms. Anything above that, any other rooms, if maybe you wanted the entire house measured, it would be an additional $10 per room. For commercial projects, it's $350, and we'll do up to 20 rooms for that. And then each additional room on top of the 20 is $30. If you want us to help remotely with measuring, it is $75 for up to 3 rooms, and then $10 for each additional room. For Smart Fix, again, remote, $150 an hour. For on-site, it's $349 for the first hour, and then if it takes more than that, each additional hour is $150. We do have some additional fees if you are outside of that service area, or if you are so far outside of the service area that it requires an overnight stay. So we can definitely, talk with you about the pricing and be sure to get you an installation quote. Any questions coming up that you've been thinking about, or anything that that you want to chat about with our services? Anything you want to add, Sean?
I think it's important that we mention that we could also travel out of state, depending on where in the US we could travel to do a repair as well. There's obviously incurred cost to do that, but we are capable of doing that, and we do offer that service as well.
Absolutely. So if you want to pay us, we'll go pretty much anywhere. We want to help you out for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm not seeing any questions right now. So that is actually all that we have for our smart installation, or for our smart services rather. I know we kind of went over that, all that information very quickly. So feel free to continue to ask questions while we do some housekeeping. Our next webinar is on September 8th. Again, it's a Thursday at 1 o'clock Central right here on Crowdcast. And the topic for that webinar is learning how to transform a basement with electric floor heating. So we're going to be going over some example projects of people who made their basements super cozy and comfortable with some floor heating and all the steps involved. We also offer daily trainings each day, at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, often hosted by me or one of our technical support team members. Again, right here on Crowdcast. And these tend to be pretty short, about 5-10 minutes, but you can always pop in, even if the topic is not something that you are especially interested in. If you have questions about anything, you can always pop in, ask some questions, and we can definitely chat and make sure that you are feeling confident with your radiant heating project. Once this is over, we're going to send out a survey to you asking about your experience during today's webinar. So we would really appreciate any comments and suggestions. We love to make sure that we are giving you the information that you want in a way that you want it. So if you have anything to let us know or suggest, if I could say that, we would really appreciate that feedback. And I'm just making sure no more questions. Awesome. So if you do have any other questions, if anything comes up or you just want to talk about your specific project, always feel free to give us a call. Our customer service, our sales team members are super friendly and we love answering questions. So feel free to reach out to us. You can email us. Either you can reach out directly to Julia, our owner and president, or you can reach out to our general information email at info@warmlyyours.com. And of course, during our, not during, of course, on even off hours. So business hours are closed and you're interested in something or want to know some information, visit our website. It is a treasure trove of information. We do have videos on there showing the installation process for the majority of our items, of our products. We also have just a lot of really great, some blog posts, some tools to help you begin planning your project. And of course, please visit our social media, our Facebook page, things like that to learn more about our company and learn more about any, promotions or new product launches. So that is all we have today. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, my name is Lynn. I am joined by Jean. And until next time, stay warm and be radiant.
Thank you.